Hello everyone, Double J101, back again with another video. This guy is Legacy Deluxe Class HotShot. Overall, not a terrible figure, not really my favorite, I would say, out of the bunch. He is a decent Deluxe Class. I was a big fan of Armada when I was younger. It probably came out when I was 12, 13, 14, somewhere in there, so it was kind of close to my heart, at least teenage-wise. And it was I guess an anime that wasn't necessarily something great, but when you're growing up and you kind of were used to G2 and then Beast Wars, it was something different, and the cool aspect of the mini-cons really brought out the show, made it different, at least to me. But this guy, let's go ahead and get a bit of a closer look here. So we can already tell that there are some paint differences, or at least plastic differences, between the thighs and right here at the waist. This red matches this red's a little different, but we should just get used to that by now with all this awkward different changes. Mine sometimes comes undone here. Probably a case-by-case instance. But onto the rest of the figure. Legs are hollow bits. I shouldn't expect anything different from how this thing is designed, but I mean, you can see everything in there. Maybe an upgrade kit or something can cover that up, but I don't really know how that would transition when you get to actually transforming this thing. Articulation is normal throughout. There's nothing real crazy about this. Some of the little cool features that it has the pop-down visor, just as the original. It's a little translucent, if you can tell there. It's kind of can see it, which is pretty cool. And then also has where if there was a mini-con, it could pop up, give himself the cannon, flip around, just like so. And it doesn't have a missile or anything, but at least you can still replicate the cool aspect of this figure from back in the day. It also has this throttle body piece that kind of goes on the car in the front whenever you have it in car mode, and it becomes a weapon. It's a little awkward with the two pegs here, but overall it does what it needs to do. It doesn't have to be anything fancy, but yeah, that's Hot Rod in a quick glance. If you want to take a look at the box, we can move him out of the way. We'll see Hot Rod there on the front and on the sides with the Evo Fusion on the back and standard artwork. Again, nothing special, very flimsy box, not quite what you would hope for a maybe a collector item. On to a good comparison. Well, I would say a good comparison, but this is an old school figure from Armada. We have Armada Jetfire, and he's there with, let's zoom that back a little bit, right there with the Star Saber himself, and it's a decent size. I think this is kind of comparable. The other one is definitely, if I had my original HotShot out and readily available for you all to see it, you can tell the other one would definitely be bigger than this guy. But I think this size actually works pretty well. Now, something that'll be ridiculous. Let's go ahead and take this out if it doesn't fall apart. Put that back together. Maybe. There we go. And let's put this in his hand. Oh, doesn't look like this should fit. No, I guess not. I was really hoping. Oh, there it is. There we go. I figured it would. It's the same 5mm port, so that is completely obnoxious. But his arm, if these things, this is one of the bad parts about these old mini-cons. Man, if this would just hold together and let him hold it. He surprisingly holds it okay. He's definitely toppling forward. The knees aren't the strongest on this guy, just how they're designed. Weirdly, when you do bend these knees, let's see. Yeah, they're fully connected. When you bend them, there's like a stopping point when you bend them. They're not a full-fledged just friction or any kind of stronger joint of any type. But yeah, he can technically hold it. If you want to have him like in a swinging motion, why not? Look at that. Holding up just fine. If you want something a little more comparable to his size, let's bring in This saber, Star Saber from the Legacy Starscream from Armada. I'll zoom back in. And there you go. Holds it way better. Looks kind of nicer. I mean, I like the old one a lot more because, I don't know, the Minicons are actually usable. But this does work for what you would probably want it to do. So, that's a thing. Okay, on the transformation for HotShot here. Let's remove the gun there. We're going to just move these arms out of the way, disconnect these shoulder pieces, bring them up and out. You can, at this point, bring this headpiece down, rotate his waist. We're just doing a little cleanup here before we get going. Bring his chest down, put his head inside, close that up. These here, you're going to want to rotate them around because this part right here, the slot, will be used for a peg later on. So we will make sure that that is facing the correct way. And we might just need to move it out of the way a little bit when we get to actually moving this stuff around. This backpack here, you're going to bring it up, bring it over. There is a nice snapping motion there. It doesn't actually click in very well, but it does hold together nicely. Back here to the back, you can bring these down, close in the back of the car, and the back is set, ready to go. Up here to the front, these, I have had issues with this, with the windshield part, with this ball peg here. It comes off almost every time. Let's see if I can do it without screwing it up. I'm going to bring that around, get that out of the way. These legs here, they're going to fold in kind of Combiner Wars style. Bring that all the way in and flat as possible. The feet are kind of like how they used to be in the original. Kind of fold it in. Makes the bumper look nice. And there we go. That should be good enough to move to the next one. Over here. Bring this back up around. Flip that around to get that out of the way. Combiner Wars once again. Bring that all the way down. Fold the foot in. So something I don't like about some of these newer figures, I don't know why they really do it. It holds things together nicely, but this peg, this isn't just a click-in peg. This is a slide peg. So you kind of got to get that together and slide it in. I mean, it grips it great, but it just doesn't feel right to me. Get the hands in there, nice and flat. We'll get to this top piece in a second here. You know what, let's just do it now. Fold this out on both sides. If we get it right there, bring this down, and we should be able to click these in. Nice audible click here in just a second. There we go. Bring that in nice and flat. Over here to the arms and the doors. There's a peg slot. Push it in, clicks in nicely. Do that on both sides here. And hopefully, there we go. Makes it nice and tight. Bring in your throttle body. Put that there on the front. And there you have HotShot in his car mode. So in his car mode, he looks nice for the most part. I like that the yellow does match throughout on the car, except for, of course, the hood, or not the hood, but the top of the car. It's yellow. It's the same issue that we had with Sunstreaker back in the day. It's just that the fact that you have to paint the yellow on top of blue translucent plastic, and it just doesn't work. There's no way they can get that to translate. And also, I don't know if you could tell. I don't know if you could tell there, but I am getting a little bit of. I don't think it's chipping. It's just almost maybe rubbing in some fashion. And then also I got some scuffing here on the actual plastic itself. I don't know if there's anything we can really do about that. Now, something else is cool. It does have a Minicon port in the back. I mean, of course, it doesn't do anything, but, I mean, you can technically take one of these guys. Let's just take this one. It should be able to, this is the worst one to do, but we can bring that in there. And just to prove a point, it's dumb, but this should prove a point. You can do it. Look at that. It works. Again, it's dumb, I know, mostly just referring to my situation. Maybe if you had, I don't even remember the Minicon that came with HotShot back. Look at that. I'm already just taking it apart. I don't remember the Minicon's name that came with HotShot from back in the day, but I am kind of curious if that'll work. It's worth a try. But up to you if you want to do something like that. So, size comparison. There he is with the Legacy Starscream. It looks about fine for size overall. I mean, this guy's okay. I know I haven't reviewed him. Maybe I will. I mean, it's kind of old news now, but maybe I'll go over him. We'll see. But really, what they're doing with Armada, it's okay. It's coming out okay. I'm kind of hyped up for the, hopefully, Commander Class Optimus. But again, we will see. Pictures came out today, so hopefully it's true. But overall, that is a quick little overview. Hopefully people liked it, of Legacy Evolution HotShot. I was anticipating this figure to be pretty good, and I will say he is pretty good. He's not great. He has some coloring issues, and I just don't like the legs. Really, overall, the figure, though, it's fun. It does hold poses pretty well. It might be worth picking up. I wouldn't say at the $25 mark. I would hardly say the $22.99 mark either. Maybe 20 or less. Maybe you can pick them up at that point. But overall, that's about it for today. If you like this review, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. If you want me to keep going, just write a comment down there. I'm trying to get motivated. Let's see what happens. Thanks again for watching, and have a good rest of your day.